everybody to our what is to be our 21-day challenge. This is a challenge which is a bit different from challenges which you've done for other things in your life. Here we're talking about a challenge to work with our minds, to work with our mental state. Now, why, you may say, do we need to do that? The clear reality when we look from almost any discipline point of view, whether that be philosophically, spiritually, scientifically, whichever discipline we look from, then it's very clear that our minds, our mental state is the main determining factor as regards our happiness and our experience in life. Life is not so much about what happens to us, whether it be good, whether it be bad, whether it be difficult, whether it be easier. It's about how we react to those things. It's about how our mental reaction is to those things. And if we want to really find satisfaction, meaning, fulfillment, happiness in our lives, the place we must look is within our minds. Now, one of the big misconceptions about the mind, or things we don't think about enough, is the fact that our minds are changeable, and that how we feel on a day-to-day basis may feel like luck. It may feel like complete chance, but it's not. The reality is that just as on an external level, when we're wanting to produce a good result, we want to bake a cake, when we want to do well in our job, when we want to succeed in a sport, we need to do the right things to bring that about. We need to train if we want to do well in sports. We need to study if we want to do well in our qualifications. We need to work hard if we want to do well in our job. These are all things we know. But one of the things we don't often think about or realize far deeply enough is the fact that the same dynamic is true for our minds. If we want our mental state to be good, if we want our minds to be happy, and therefore the experience of life which our minds are constantly creating, because our reality is much more a function of what our minds create than we believe it or understand it to be. If we want that reality to be a good reality, if we want to be happy, if we want to be fulfilled, if we want to have joy in our lives, we need to do the right things to bring that about. It's not going to happen by accident. It's not going to happen by luck. It happens because we do the right things. So in this 21-day challenge, what we're going to do is go through a series of talks and practical exercises, mostly meditation, to begin to bring about that change in your minds so that we can transform our mental state into one that is so much more healthy, so much more happy, and so much more productive and fulfilling in our lives. So that's what we're doing in these 21 days. Now, that doesn't require much. I'm not going to be asking a lot of you. I'm going to be asking you a different challenge. Each of those 21 days, I'll be setting you a different task. And it won't be huge. It'll be 15 minutes a day, or maybe a couple of 15 minutes a day to complete that challenge. But if you do that challenge, if you follow the program, and you do those things throughout those 21 days, as I'm asking you to do, then I promise you, you will see a massive difference in your mental state. And that's something which may continue if you continue with the practice, and if you continue following this path, then it will something which get deeper, more joyful, and more meaningful as you go along with it. But even within this 21-day period, then you will see a massive difference in your mental state. And that difference in your mental state will not just be a mental state which is different, but it will be a difference which reflects in every part of your life, because every part of your life is a reflection of and is affected by your mental state. So if you're able to create this more healthy, calm, joyful mental state, it will reflect in every moment of your life. So that's the challenge. And that's the challenge we're going to give you in these 21 days. And if you can follow that, then not only will you see massive difference at the end of those 21 days, it'll be something which you will look back on for the rest of your life as being one of the most important things and meaningful things you've ever done. And if you continue with it, it'll be, as I've said, more and more deep and more meaningful and more joyful in your life. So that's our challenge, for you to follow this for these 21 days. So I look very much forward to bringing that challenge to you and seeing the massive difference which will come into your lives as a result of following this program. Thank you so much.